Alrighty, folks. Let me close the door. Welcome back to our launch workshop. I kind of alluded to what the launch workshop's all about. It is about trying to fast track new wealth engineers to earning as quickly as possible, which is fairly important, right? We're all here for the same reason. You want to get your guests earning as quickly as possible because that comes with a host of benefits about belief in themselves, belief in the business, knowing that they can do it, as well as duplication for yourselves. So very excitingly, you can see, if you're familiar with the launch workshop, it looks very different. And that's because we've revamped the launch workshop to make it a little more precise, more scalpel-like in its ability to fast-track wealth engineers without clogging up the minds of new individuals in the organization with all the admin stuff. So we removed all the admin stuff and we focused really on just getting people up and running with the fundamentals of our business. So typically the 3 steps that we're going to be going through is understanding how to earn in our business. That's very important. So we're going to touch on that. What to say to people, that's a big one. That's probably the biggest question always, right? What do I say to somebody when I want to tell them about DuePoint? So we're going to go through that. And then ultimately, how do I connect someone? That's probably the easiest thing, is how do I connect someone to this business? Remember, you're not selling, you're just connecting. And so those are the 3 sections we're going to go through. You are free to ask me questions throughout this workshop. It's a workshop, not a presentation, right? So if you have any questions, just put your hand up and we can address any queries that you might have. All right, so let's start. How to earn. So this is a slide that you'd be familiar with because it is used in our intro presentation. It gives you a breakdown of how much we pay you for every successful payment that happens in your qualified channel, right? So when your channel starts to build and build and build from the first point outwards, there is a payment tier that happens at every single point, right? 55 Rand, and then it reduces all the way down to 4% to 0.8 and beyond. It doesn't stop at 0.8, it goes beyond 0.8. Any questions on this slide? Does everyone understand? This is fairly straightforward, right? This is how much I earn for every product payment that successfully happens every month on in my qualified channel. Okay, so now to take that a step further, because you'll notice that in the language that we use, we always talk about qualified channels and qualified wealth engineers, right? And that gives you a kind of an introduction into what we call our qualifying rules. We look at these rules before we pay anyone. So when we do consolidation, typically on the 15th of every month, those are the questions that we ask. And the first question is, have you paid for your product? So if I'm looking at you and I'm looking at your business, the first question I ask myself is, have you paid for your product? Right? So that's the first question. The second question I ask is, are you a qualified wealth engineer? Because only qualified wealth engineers earn in our business. All right? And again, we touched on that in the 4 steps. In the intro presentation, remember I said 4 steps to getting started. If you want to earn, connect 3 people. That tells you what a qualified wealth engineer. Qualified wealth engineer is someone who has 3 people that they've introduced to the business who have paid for their product successfully in that same month. Right? Our business operates month to month. Doesn't matter that you had 1 last month and 2 this month. That doesn't matter. We look at our consolidation that we do in accounts, in our accounts department, looks at that particular month. And we do that for every single month. So here's a little illustration of what a qualified wealth engineer looks like. There's you've paid for your product, and you've gone out and found 3 individuals. These 3 individuals have taken out at least 1 product each that they've paid for successfully in that month. And that is on your first point, of course, and that makes you a qualified wealth engineer. And once you become a qualified wealth engineer, you are qualified to earn at DuePoint. So the minimum you can earn as a qualified wealth engineer is 165 Rand, because we're paying you 55 for each one of those wealth engineers, right? Any questions? No questions. See how simple this is. Ma'am.
Yes. If I add, let's say I get 10 people, so that will be more than 165.
Yes, of course. Then we're paying you 55 times 10, right? Then you're earning 550. Exactly. So that's what a qualified wealth engineer looks like, right? So that says to you, your first goal, your aspiration, your short-term goal in this business is to become qualified so that you can start earning, all right? A little tip, don't believe that every person you put in is going to pay successfully. So if you put all your hopes on those 3 people paying, you're treading a thin line. because odds are one of those people won't pay successfully, and then you miss being qualified by one person. So if you want to get qualified, shoot for 4 people or 5 people, right? Then if one doesn't pay, you're still qualified, and DuePoint's still going to pay you at the end of the month. All right. In terms of our debit order dates, so just to give you a little understanding about how that consolidation works, right? So let's say we're in January, right? When January is finished, we still, as a business, have to give all the people that didn't pay successfully 15 days grace to fix that failed payment. And so as a business, for January's business, we have to wait another 15 days, right? That's why we only do consolidation on the 15th of February for January's business, right? Because we have to give all those failed payment people the opportunity to fix those failed payments, right? We give them 15 days, and then on the 15th, our accountants, the bookkeepers, look at January's business plus those 15 days grace, and they decide who's paid, who hasn't. We run consolidation. It takes us a day or two, and then on the 17th, we send the debit orders to the banks for you guys to get paid on the 17th. All right, makes sense? Good. All right, so that is what a qualified wealth engineer looks like, right? And so your first month at DuePoint could look like this. You go out and you connect one person. How much are you getting paid? Look down there in the bottom left corner. One person. How much are you getting paid now? Nothing. Good. You got 2 people. How much are you getting paid now? Still nothing. Boom. You got 3 people. Now how much are you getting paid? 165 Rand, right? And then you hit a 4th person. You hit a 5th person. You get a 6th person. You get a 7th person. 8th person. 9th person. 495 Rand in recurring income. Remember, it's recurring because these people are product owners. They've taken out investment or short-term insurance. We're going to debit them again next month. And so probabilities you're going to be earning that again next month. 10 people. You get 550. But if you get 10 people in a single month, you get the Achiever Quest and we'll give you a bonus $5,000. That could be your first month at DuePoint. Find 10 people, earn 5,550 Rand in your first month at DuePoint. That's setting the bank account on fire. That's what we had to do, right? So that gives you an idea of what your first month could be like, right? The first 2 people, nothing. Once you get 3 or more, that's when you start earning, and that becomes recurring income. You don't have to qualify yourself again next month, right? You just have to be sure that you have 3 or more that are going to be debited successfully every single month. Okay. And then hopefully you're going to build on this. Those 10 people will hopefully pay again next month, and then you'll have gone out and found another 10 people. Now you've got 20 people in your business. In the 3rd month, you've got 30 people in the business, right? That's the premise of building a channel, is that you're building something. You're not resetting yourself. It's not a salary. You don't go to 0. Right? It's not commission. It's not sales. You're building an asset. It's this tangible thing made up of people, of product owners that you can build up every single day. You can make that thing bigger and bigger. You can increase your income every single month. Okay. Any questions? So, that is a once-off. Our Achiever Quest is a once-off. That is recurring. The blue number is recurring. The 5,000 is once-off. Right, that's the Achiever Quest. That is a monthly incentive that resets every single month. If you go watch our training, we will say to you, your wealth is not sustainable through just chasing Achiever Quests. It's not, because it resets every single month. Your wealth, your sustainable wealth, is built through the recurring income, right? That takes time to develop. It takes time to build a channel that is sizable, that pays you good money every single month. Okay. What to say? This is the big one. What to say? We send you out there into the wilderness. What am I going to say to someone? I'm terrified. I'm terrified. Okay. A couple of things to remember. You're not selling, right? You might make the mistake. You might try to sell the business to people. You're not selling the business. All you're doing is you're trying to answer a problem that we have, not only in this country, globally. Right? You're trying to answer the problem of managing people's risk, trying to find solutions to their needs. That's what our business does, right? It creates social impact. That social impact is about helping people. Every individual is different. You cannot come to the same person with your same story, right? Then you sound like a telesales marketer that phones you. When you pick up the phone, they say, "How are you?" And you're like, "Fine. Who's this?" "Oh, you're lucky you just got a new contract from Celsea." You're like, "Oh my word." Right? They use the same script on every single phone call they make. You're not one of those people, right? You are here to address a need for every individual. Every individual has got a different need. So come into it aware of that. You're aware of that. And so what your task is to find out what that person's need is. Yes? It's different for everyone. Every single person sitting here has got a different wish sitting in their heart. Something that would make the greatest difference in their lives, right? We all have something different, right? And so when you go out to speak to somebody, ultimately what you're trying to do is you're trying to present them with a solution. That solution is DuePoint, but you can't jump to the solution. You have to first not be weird. Don't be weird, right? That's hard for some of us. Because we go there and we act like the telesales person, right? You come off a little too strong. And so the first thing is typically conversation starters, icebreakers. Be normal. Start normal conversation like you would normally to anybody, right? Be natural about it, right? And there are many different ways to engage in small talk, right? Some examples, just to give you an idea. You might be in the queue. I hate queues. You go to get groceries at 5:30 p.m., you know there is going to be a queue, man, because everyone is thinking about dinner at the last minute and they're all there trying to buy groceries and you're standing in the queue. I hate queues. You say to the person in front of you, I hate queues. How long have you been here? That's a conversation starter, right? There is no agenda in a conversation starter. You don't go, have you heard of DuePoint? Sorry? Don't do that, right? You look really good in those shoes. That's for the ladies. You look good in those shoes. Where did you get them from? Mauritius. Ooh, they must have been expensive. How do you afford it? How do you afford it? Oh, well, you know, my husband's got a good job. Oh, what work does he do? Oh, no, he works in finance. Ooh, that's a good position to be in, right? Going to Mauritius. Oh, but people are getting retrenched. Yes, people are getting retrenched. I'd hate to get retrenched. Well, you know, I could show you a business that could help you whether you got retrenched or not. You see how it goes? You see how it goes? You're such a positive person. How long have you worked here for? Are you passionate about this job? You're really good. You've got such great rapport with people. I know a business that you would kick ass at. Yes? Do you see? Small talk. How long have you been cycling or running? These are comments. These are conversation starters without agenda. These are conversation starters that have context to where you are, what you're doing, the person that you're addressing. They are not out of context. The moment you come in with an out of context, people go, oh, there's something weird going on here. This person's come in with an agenda, right? Make people feel comfortable. Excuse me, you look familiar. That's Patrick's. Did you? Yes, Patrick and Pumi. This is their favorite one. I know you. I know you. And the person's looking at you going, no, I don't know you. No, I know you. I met you at DuePoint. No, you didn't. I don't know what DuePoint is. You don't know what DuePoint is? Let me show you. Let me show you something. Right? The price, this is my one. I love to complain about the price of things. The price of petrol is getting ridiculous. Right? It's getting ridiculous. The price of avocados is ridiculous. The price of green peas at Woolworths is ridiculous. Person standing next to you, yes, it is. It is ridiculous, right? It has context. What I've said has context. I'm not in the greengrocer saying, sure, you look like you need some extra money. Those do not work, right? The art of small talk is about making someone feel comfortable when you start talking to them. You do it with a smile. Yes? Okay, so there's some conversation starters for you. That has to segue to understanding their need. In other words, the conversation starter allows you to find out about the other person, right? So once you've started small talk with family, you don't really need this, right? This is typically with strangers. With family, you can go straight into it. You typically know what their need might be, but you can still ask. You can still talk to them about and ask them questions so that you can understand personally what their need is, what their pain point is, and what you need to get out of them is what their pain point is, right? Some people might not come out with anything. Then you've got to move on, right? And so, Rena, I'm right here, in the flesh. You can touch me. So what you want to do is when you start your small talk, right? Your small talk can typically be connected to things that already have pain. The price of petrol, the price of groceries, inflation, retrenchment. The economy's killing me. The industry I work in, the company, the boss I have, I hate my boss. Those things they have context already with regards to pain, right? And then that needs to segue into, what about you? What about you? What about you? Or that person might offer it freely and just say, the price of petrol, I can't afford to, I need to find a lift club or whatever the case is, right? And so what you want to get out of people is their wishes, their I wish, or I wish I had, or I need. I wish I could be the boss of my own time. I wish I could retire comfortably. Isn't that a grand wish to have? To know, I could retire comfortably when I get to 65. Life is going to be good when I get to 65. Right? That's not the case for a majority of us. I wish I could send my kids to a private school. So these are statements you want to get out of the person you're speaking to. Yes? So that you understand their need. I wish I could earn just a little bit more. If I could just earn a little bit more, things would be comfortable. But right now they're not. Like I'm panicking at the end of the month because I'm 100 Rand, I'm 500 Rand, I'm 1,000 Rand short. If I could just earn 1,000 Rand, it would make such a difference in my life. I wish I could take my family, I wish I could take my family on a nice holiday regularly. Now I can sit back and think about that. That would be wonderful, right? I wish I could afford a new car. That car of mine, such a piece of rubbish. Having to service it constantly. There's always something breaking in the thing. It uses so much petrol. I wish I had a new car. Find out what people's pain points are. We all have many pain points. You only need one. You only need one. Because money can solve many things. And DuePoint is about affording people financial freedom. Right? I wish I could afford to help my parents. I wish I could. They're suffering. Yes? I'm terrified of being retrenched. I'm terrified of my husband being retrenched. I'm terrified of my wife being retrenched. Because at the moment we depend on two incomes. If one of us gets retrenched, we're in deep trouble. Right? Do you understand? We've gone from small talk that has context to finding out. And it's just about asking questions. It's the easiest thing. Don't become focused on, I need to get this out of them, I need to get this out of them. Just ask them questions. The opportunity will present itself. If you just ask questions, so where do your kids go to school? What work do you do? What does your husband do? What does your wife do? You ask questions. The opportunity will present itself where you can complain about something. People like to complain about things, right? They will give it to you. And then finally, you have to present the solution. The solution to that need. Not just, this business will make you money, right? Present the solution to their particular need. Can I show you a business that can pay for all your petrol, regardless of it going up this month? Can I show you a business that could help you pay for your groceries? I can show you a business that can make you 500 Rand quickly, extra 500 Rand, right? That'll make a difference to you. I can show you a business that can put your kids through private school. Your kids are little now. By the time they get to high school, you can have a business paying you 20, 30,000 Rand a month. Will that help them go through private school? Do you want to set your kids on this trajectory of success? Yes, every parent wants that. Good for their children, right? To provide. Can I show you a business that could afford your kids' university? It's a lot more expensive. Yeah? Maybe that's 20 years' time for some of them, right? They've just got little kids now. Can I show you a business that makes your retirement much better? I wish I could retire comfortably. Our RA, that investment has just died. Right? I looked at RA, I phoned that company, the investment is worth nothing. I don't know where I've been putting money. Can I show you a business that can fix that for you? I can help you do it. Yes? Can I show you a business that could fund your startup? Some people are passionate about something they're doing. Right? They might not be passionate about DuePoint, but they're passionate about something else, and they know there's this risk-free opportunity that can start earning them income that they can do part-time that'll help them fund their new business. Can I show you a business that could take you overseas every year? You dream about taking your kids overseas every year. I just want to go on holiday. Well, I can show you a business that not only takes you on holiday, but takes you on a business class trip every single year to a 5-star luxury resort every single year with your kids. Show me that business. I want to see it. I don't believe it. Can I show you a business that could buy you a car? A brand new car. You're complaining about that skodonk, that skoro that you have, that gives you so much heartache and stress. There is a business that within maybe 24 months, you could have a brand new car sitting at your garage, and they will pay for it in cash. They won't even put a sticker with their phone number on the door. They won't do that. It's your car. Yes, okay, let me see this business. All I ask is 35 minutes. You spend 35 minutes sitting down with me, I'll show you a business that can do it. I'm not asking you to say yes or no. You make that decision for yourself. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm just trying to show you something. I'm just trying to show you something. You make the decision. Right? So this is what we say to people. This is about connecting to people's hearts. What stresses them every single month, what they're worried about, the concern they have for their futures, the concern of their circumstance. That's what we're trying to address. Remember in the presentation I said, this business is here to address social impact, to have an effect on society, a positive effect. You are part of that. Okay, so I hope that gives you a good idea of what to say. Does everyone know what to say? Any questions? Ma'am?
Yes. I like what you said at the end, saying that it's like we don't have to say too much to them, but just try and bring them there so they make their own decisions every day.
Yeah.
But now coming to the black society, who have been so naive when it comes to WhatsApp stock bells.
Yeah.
So do you perhaps have an advice on how to address a person who's been scammed before?
Okay, so that is a good question, because your greatest challenge in this whole process is winning over the trust of somebody. Because people have been let down before, they think they've seen other businesses like that, right? And it's understandable. I had exactly the same feeling, typically about network marketing businesses, right? And so you have to address that. How do you address that? It's about being honest. It's about letting that person understand and feel that you have their interests at heart, right? When they start to show you that they're not too interested, you don't start acting funny towards them and off towards them because you're offended that they don't see what you have in mind for them. It's not about that. It's about addressing their need. That's why I say this line of questioning, this dialogue that you open with people is very important, because it allows you to show interest in that person's need. Not your need, not your 55 rand you're chasing. About actually helping someone who can potentially change their life because you decided to introduce them to a business that does that. Not the 55 rand. The 55 rand is insignificant. And so you've got to show that when you speak to people, right? Whether you join or not, at the end of the presentation, I say to people, I wish that you all find prosperity. Whether you join DuePoint or not. If you can find prosperity this year, I'm happy for you. Because people are going to suffer. They are suffering already. Our business is there to answer that, not to make 55 rand. Right? We do that to incentivize people to help other people. That's why we do it. Right? So get that into your head. You must feel that you're out to help people. Right? At the same time, they are still going to be skeptical. And so how do you answer the skepticism? There are a number of things, right? You don't want to get into it. So try not get into it. Once someone starts asking 100 questions, you're going to be there all day, because they're going to try to ask you every single aspect about the business. You say to them, sit down, sit down for 35 minutes. This guy will explain everything to you. He will tell you about everything, right? I am not the expert. I'm just someone who's connecting people to this opportunity. I'm not the expert. You can say to them, right? Defer. Keep deferring to the presentation, the intro presentation. They will tell you everything in 35 minutes. That guy will go through every single aspect. You make the decision. And then you can tell them if they're still worried. You say, this is with a listed company. They are regulated by the financial regulator. They've been around for 70 years. Here's the website. Here's their financial licenses. Look, here's me with the executive in reception. Right? Look, here's a picture of all the people that went to Mauritius that Car told you about. Here's a video of that lady and her husband receiving the car. Yeah? Arm yourself with all of that. Photos in your gallery, videos in your gallery. The website is on your phone. The app, you can say to the person, you've got the app on your phone. You don't even know it. What do you mean I have the app on my phone? Open up Play Store, type in DuePoint. There's the app. It's on your phone. Here's the app, I'll show you. Right? All of that stuff lends credibility. The look of the website, the business card that you have in your pocket. Yes? You're not going to win every battle.
Yeah.
You're not going to win every battle. People still say, just leave me alone. No problem. No problem. Maybe you'll come back to me in a year's time, 2 years' time. Go speak to Lynette. Lynette's got one of the fastest growing channels in the business. For a whole year, nothing happened in her channel. A whole year, 12 months, she was hitting her head against the wall. Nothing was happening. She was trying as hard as she could. Nothing happened, but she was planting seeds. And planting seeds, she didn't realize it. Suddenly, year 2, year 3, those seeds came back. They started growing. They sprouted. People that told her, leave me alone, came back and said, that business, can you show me that business you told me about? Right? Plant seeds. Even though people are saying no, you've already planted a seed in that person's mind. Be friendly. Say, take my card anyway. I'll help you if I can. Right?
Just a comment. I think another thing is your status on the WhatsApp. Because what you realize is that the very same person who said no, they keep on following. So it's also important to keep the consistency in terms of what you post on your WhatsApp.
Yeah. Yeah, you must realize that in this business you become what we call a personal brand. You become the brand, right, that you're a proponent of. You become part of DuePoint, but at the same time, people are interfacing with you. They speak to you before they come and engage with the business, right? And so the point is, make sure your WhatsApp looks professional. That there's a reminder in that status all the time that there's this business in the background that you got told about. And this guy's posting success, man, and his checks at the office and the holidays is going on. What's going on with this guy? Right? Always in the background. Not forcing people, trying to convince them, why don't you see it? Why don't you see it? Are you stupid? You need this business. Look at you. You're suffering. You need it. Why aren't you joining? We never get to that stage, right? It's difficult because our egos get offended when someone says to us no. And they don't just say no. They say, you're part of a scam, right? That's what they'll say to you, right? Because they've got this history of other people and other businesses trying to get stuff out of them. And we are fighting that fight. We're trying to stem that tide, that flow of people's perception of what businesses like this are. Okay? Any other questions? Okay, let's carry on. How to connect people. So we know how we earn in the business. We know what we need to say to people, right? How to speak to them. How do we connect them? There are various ways. When I say connecting, I mean how do we get them to see the intro presentation, the 35-minute intro presentation, because that is what is key, right? So there's 3 methods. Head office. You can bring them to a live intro presentation at head office. It happens 5 times a week. Tuesday and Thursday night at 6:30. Wednesday and Friday at lunchtime at 12:15. And Saturday mornings like this morning at 10 a.m., right? Every single week, 5 times a week, you have opportunity to bring people to head office. It is great to be able to bring people to head office if you can, because they get to see real people, a real office, the actual executive, the photos of success in the cabinet. All of that stuff adds to the good impression that we make here at DuePoint. Then you can use YouTube, right? So you can access all our intros, right? All our intros happen live. And so I'm always fiddling in the corner here because we're getting the live stream up and running. So each one of those presentations that happen at head office are being streamed live through YouTube to the entire country. So you can jump onto a live presentation on YouTube, or you can, any time of the day, just jump into one of the intros that have happened. Every live intro we do is saved into YouTube. So if you go to the YouTube channel, you will see all the intro presentations. You might have a favorite one. You might think, damn, Rob was on fire on Saturday morning. Save that one. That's the one I'm going to show people, right? Or sure, Rob was so concise, or Brendan was so concise. He did that presentation in 29 minutes. That's a good one to show. 29 minutes, better than 35 minutes. All available on YouTube, right? You can access those intros through your app. So if you open up your app, I'll show it to you shortly, you can find those intro presentations in your app, or just install the YouTube app and go to the DuePoint channel. You'll see all the videos there. All right? And then thirdly, the USB stick. So if you don't want to use data and you can't come to head office, you can buy a USB stick. We've got intro presentations on the USB stick. You can plug them into your laptop, into your computer. You can plug them into TVs nowadays. Show the people your intro presentation off the USB stick. Any questions about connecting people to this intro presentation? No. Good. There's the YouTube channel, right? Those are the upcoming live streams. So There we go. So I took the screenshot yesterday. There's Saturday mornings, this morning's intro. There's the launch workshop, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right? Then at the bottom, so these are upcoming. See, it says set reminders there. Those are the live ones that are still coming. These are the ones that have happened already. These are the ones you can go watch at any time. You go, oh, geez, Friday lunchtime presentation was great. Let me save that one. That's the one I want to show people. So you can go look at all of them. And then all the training is on the YouTube channel as well. On your app. So if you have your phone, you're very welcome to open your phone up, open up the app. I hope as a brand new person you've installed the app. That is your home screen, right? I'm not going to go over this in too much detail because remember, this launch workshop is to get you qualified and earning. You don't have to worry about points and all that stuff yet. You need to make sure you get 3 people. Once you get 3 people, you can start worrying about XP rewards and duplication and all that kind of stuff. Right? So this is the home screen. When you open up your app, you'll be presented with what we call daily notices or notices. Just click close, click back, it'll come back to this screen. That's your home screen. Tells you about who's paying, who's not paying, etc. You're going to click on, let me just go back there. You're going to click on your name. In the top left corner is your name. You're going to do this for yourself and every new person. It's a little trick to get people engaged into the app. Right? So this has got nothing to do with earning. This is a trick to get people engaged in the business and the app. Get them to install the app and then they click on their name. They've got no business. All these numbers are zeros. Say, click on your name. There's your profile. Right? Your profile comes up. Get them to take a photo of themselves. Yes? So they take a photo of themselves. There's a little camera icon over here. Click on the camera, take a selfie. It gives you 1,000 XP, which contributes to your XP rewards program. Don't worry about that. But what happens is that photo is taken, and then that person, you can click on that person in your first point and see who they are. It's easier having a photo next to someone with a name rather than just the name. Right? We had someone come up and say, someone's joined my first point. I have no idea who it is. Right? This helps you overcome that issue, and it helps us in client service also identify people. So just take the photo. You get 1,000 XP that goes to your XP rewards program, so that helps. Okay. At the bottom of your app, there are 5 tabs, right? The tab you want to go to find the intro presentations is Tools. The last tab at the bottom is Tools in the bottom right corner. Click on Tools, and you'll be presented with this screen. This is our training. It's going to come up with a section called Getting Started, right? It's for new people. Getting Started is going to have a link to a launch workshop, how to earn, a whole bunch of things. Returns and rewards, duplication. There are about 3 or 4 videos in here that you can watch. Oh my goodness, that's me. I'm sure I put everything on silent. Sorry. All your tools are in here. You can click on the drop down. It'll show you a bunch of other categories. But to get to the intro presentations, you're going to swipe left. Right? So if you swipe left, you're going to get a screen that looks like that. It says Introduction at the top. And it's got a whole bunch of intro presentations along with Untitled Tuesday presentations, which are our testimony intros. That's where you're going to find intros in your app. Or you can just jump to YouTube. Or you can use the USB stick. Or you can come to head office, right? There is a plethora of opportunities for you to use to get people to see that intro. Or you can copy the link and just WhatsApp it to them. You can email it to them. It is up to you. You need to figure out what works for you, right? Because you're going to be doing this 1,000 times. What works for you, what's convenient for you. Any questions? No questions. We all know how to connect the person. When the person says, okay, show me the business. You're going to go, you're going to say, great! What would suit you, right? You know that some forms might be more effective than other forms. Coming to head office might be first prize, right? But it might be inconvenient for that person. You're risking being stood up. You've got to use petrol. It might be more worthwhile in setting up an appointment with the person and sitting down with them with your tablet and watching the intro together, right? Do what works for you and what becomes effective for you, right? Start to understand that process. Okay, and then they watch the intro presentation. They go, this sounds awesome. Where do I sign up? No problem. How do I sign someone up now that they want to join? Again, on your app or online, right? So in the app, you'll see next to Tools at the bottom, the fourth tab is called Connect. Click on Connect, and you will see 2 buttons come up. That's the big button you want to be clicking on at the top, New Application. Right? The same way you signed up to the business, it's going to open up exactly the same application. You can hand your phone or your tablet over to that person, get them to fill out the application. It takes about 6 or 7 minutes. Boom, they're in. Same process you've experienced. You get the SMS, you get the email, your product documents are sent to you, your wealth engineer number sent to you, right? Now, once you've gone through that whole process, it is rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Become obsessed with that process. Know every single little nuance in that process so that you become good at it, that you become better at it, that you know what works and what doesn't work, right? It is all about just practicing that routine. Practice that little supply chain at DuePoint. Speaking to people, showing them the intro, connecting them, getting them to join. All right? Any questions? No? Okay. On the website, you can join on the website too. So they might be remote. You might have engaged with them over Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever the case is. They're not close to you, so you're not doing it in person. You send them a link to the website and you tell them just click on the big blue apply button or the join button there. Either works. Either opens up the application. Okay. Any questions? Ma'am?
Well, talking about signing up, right? There's a part where you need to sign up for money as well, and where's the money going to be debited, right? Do you have to now explain to the person that actually you are also getting a policy for yourself? Because now you'll be saying, okay, how much are you going for? And then the person will be like, okay, are we talking about money now?
Yes, well, we talk about money in the presentation, right? So in the intro presentation, we say, you need to decide to become a wealth engineer, to become a product owner, and to go out and connect people. That's part of the deal, right? If they get confused about that, and some of them do, we get the question, oh, do I have to take out a product? No, money grows off trees, and this is a charity, and it just happens magically that money arrives in your bank account. You don't have to say that, right? You say to them, yes, you have to take out a product. Right? And that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be connecting people to a business where they take out a product at market value, right? There's no premium on our products. If you go compare our products to other products in the market, they are priced very similarly. Just because you're getting the DuePoint business, we haven't said, okay, let's lump on 300 Rand on top of the product price so that we can afford to fund this business. No. We've removed traditional marketing out of our business. Right? You have become our marketers. That money that we typically in our other businesses pay to SABC, to the Star, to all these ad billboard companies, all that marketing budget we've put into a pool for our wealth engineers. That's where that 55 Rand that you get paid comes out of, right? And so all the products are priced at fair market value. They must take a product, right? So you'll get some people that get it, you know. Other people go, oh, I've got to be debited. Yes, you have to be debited. Be worried when people say that. Because other people are, I don't have 3 cents in my bank account. Then you go, okay. Come back to me when you're willing to pay.
I think the other approach is to indicate to them
Yeah.
what 299, the value of 299 can bring back to. Potentially, they could be making 5,000 rands out of planting the 299.
Yeah, so you can get,
They have expenditure on a monthly basis.
yeah, you can get people to appreciate what, you know, if they see it as a grudge purchase, if they say, oh, 249 a month, 249 a month, I don't know if I'm interested. You remind them again of their pain. It's like you want to put your kids through private school, but you're not willing to engage in a business that's going to cost you 249 Rand a month. You need to go re-evaluate what you're willing to do to get your kids into private school. Tell me what other opportunity exists. The DSTV that you're paying for is costing you 900 Rand a month. Is DSTV going to send your kids to private school? Is it going to give you a car? Is it going to take you on holiday? The coffees you buy every single month? The beers you drink on the weekend? The sports game that you go to on the weekend? Your gym contract? It is endless what people are willing to spend for. You need to get them to imagine what you're offering here. For $249, you get a business that could potentially, for some wealth engineers, pay tens of thousands of rands to every single month, and it's only costing them $249. Get them to understand the upside in this business, right? Versus what they're paying for. Pumi wants to give us some training. No, you want to ask a question? Yeah.
The thing is, people need to understand that we are doing business. When you invite people, yeah, you have to be clear with them that we are here for a business opportunity. If you have a business opportunity, remember there's no business out there that you can start without investing even a single cent. So there's no need to hide that there's some sort of investment that they have to do or obviously invest on their business. So you have to be verbal about it. Because there's nothing to hide. There's no benefit.
Yeah, don't skirt around the issue, right? If someone says to you, oh, well, you be very direct and confident with them, and you say, for $249, you're getting a hell of a lot. A hell of a lot.
Yeah.
How can you compare it? What do you want to go join a franchise where they're going to ask you to invest 20,000 rand? Is that a better opportunity? What opportunity is there that's going to cost you 249 rand a month? We don't understand, right? Let them work that out in their heads. Get them into a corner. Address their objections. When they object about the price or the time or the whatever, go watch the video dealing with 10 common objections, because we deal with all the rationale in terms of objections that people come up with. The objections are not actually objections to the business. They're not. Those people are exposing their fear to you. 249. Maybe they can't afford 249, right? Or time. They're not actually worried about their time. They're worried about failure. I don't know if I can do this business. Or I'm worried you're going to steal from me. I don't actually trust the business. That's what they're saying. I don't actually trust the business. This is my excuse for you to go away, right? And that's when you go, how can I show you that this business is legitimate? Right? Convince them to trust. You're always trying to get them to trust the business. A transaction will never happen. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. It only happens once trust has been established. So when they give you the objections, because they don't trust the business, right? And so you might just have to show them some more to get them to trust a little bit more. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Merchandise, just a reminder, guys, merchandise will help you greatly. It will. We don't make money out of our merchandise. We don't. It is there for you because I know, I come from advertising, that it is a standard. It is a standard for doing business, right? To have some kind of merchandise. So make sure you get some merchandise. Again, reminders of the social media platforms. These are social media platforms that you can show off when you're prospecting. When you're speaking to people and they say, okay, show me something about the business. You go, oh, well, let me show you the Facebook page. You go through our Facebook timeline. It is just success after success after success after success. People making money, people smiling. That's why you're going to show off Facebook. Yes? YouTube, you can show them in the YouTube channel. You can show them the app, show them our website. These are all platforms that lend credibility to us, not just because we're on the platforms, because we make those platforms look so good. Okay? You know about the apps and the merchandise. And that's it, guys. Any final questions? How long do we take? 45 minutes. Lots of questions. Any questions? Sir?
Is it only South Africans who can join the business?
No, anyone can join the business as long as they have a South African bank account. Short and sweet answer. Guys, yes?
Yeah, just to add something. I will take, for example, myself. I'm just in the business for 4 months.
Yeah.
I only managed to pay my premium once. Because the second month I was paying more. As I'm taking
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
I'm more than 1,500
Yeah.
a month. That means
Okay, so what's blessing saying for the
my other product.
exactly. So what blessings is saying is that when you take out a product for 249 rand a month, it is very easy to get DuePoint to pay you more than what you're paying DuePoint. Right? So if you say to someone says, oh, I'm worried about the payment. You say, you know what? Spend your weekends for this month connecting people. DuePoint will end up paying you more than what you're paying DuePoint. How many people do you have to connect to be paid more than 249 Rand? 5. Right? Go do it. It is that simple. It's just 5 people. Connect 5 people, and DuePoint's already paying you more than what you're paying, and you're getting the benefit of the product. Right? Okay. Guys, do you feel confident, my guests, do you feel confident going out and speaking to someone for the first time? You know what to say. You know how to get them to watch an intro, right? You know how to connect them to the intro, and then the joining part is the simplest part. Rinse and repeat. Those people that join, introduce them to this process. That's all you have to do. Introduce them to the process you're doing. That's all you have to do. That's where the duplication comes into it. Good luck. Thank you, guys.